tryna say I'm only in the meeting. Got a code with my dogs, can get in between. I can give them life, no more energy. Amen. Amen.
What's up, everybody? As you can see, my man JJ is back. We got Monday Night Football, Patriots and Giants in a game that I think is going to be a little closer than people anticipate. We'll get into it as we let people roll in. But JJ, how are you feeling, man? Good to have you back.
Apparently we late. That's how we feeling. But we here anyways.
Yeah, I told them yesterday that we were going to start at 7:15 because we were cutting it close. But well, I promise we'll be efficient today. More efficient than we were yesterday. When JJ's not here, I have a tendency to get carried away. But I think me and
that
JJ,
boy is a yapper.
Yeah, that's a safe way to put it. Can't even defend myself. JJ
That's
with
the crazy thing. I ain't even got a fresh cut. I don't.
No, he's just
this
always
is
wearing
this is a week
something on
old.
his head. Week
I
old
just took
still
off the
pretty
do-rag,
fresh. How
though.
often are you getting a haircut?
Every 2 weeks. It grows back too fast.
2 weeks, all right. I mean, I guess my hair's different, but I go every 4, or at least I try to.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into talking about the game. Patriots, Giants, the first thing before we get into the touchdown bets and the analysis I want to talk about is the injury report, because none of the players that we bet on are injured, but everybody that affects the players that we bet on are injured. So I'll pull that up on the screen. A primetime parlay for my favorite team, the Giants. If it's anything like when my favorite team is on, it's not going to go well because the Lions seem to not respect coin this year.
Yeah.
Giants money line, dude. I don't know if I'll post officially, but I really do want to bet on the Giants today. All right, so let's share the screen here. And, let me zoom in. I have a feeling you guys can't see very well. All right, so Giants injuries. Nobody's out. Darius Slayton's supposed to come back today, which is good. Jackson Dart, obviously a big one coming back. On the other side, though.
Wait, you said Darius Slayton's coming back?
Full participation in practice, you should, yeah.
I thought he played last game. He just didn't play that much.
I thought Isaiah Hodgins. Oh, maybe he did, and I'm just.
I thought Isaiah Hodgins played ahead of him. That's what I was seeing.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Then I'll double check on that. But the ones that I wanted to talk about are on the Patriots side because their center was downgraded today with an illness. I don't know if they've officially released anything there because I was driving for the last hour and a half. So I'll check on that right now. But that could be a pretty big thing. And then not shown on here is Will Campbell. He's injured. He's on IR now. So that's going to be a very important change. And this is the first game that we're really going to see it. And then on the defensive side, Milton Williams, he's one of the biggest influences in how good their run defense is. So with him out, you've seen their run defense kind of go to shit the last 2 weeks. Not entirely, but there was that whole streak of running backs not getting 50 yards against them and then back-to-back games with 100-plus against them. The correlation is pretty direct there. So those are big things that I wanted to talk about on the injury report, and then I'm checking on Bradbury right now. But I have some of the stats on my computer in terms of how that should affect. Okay, so Bradbury is active for the Patriots. Their center is going to play. Don't know how reliable he's going to be in terms of health and how much he's going to be able to affect the game. Let's get into the touchdowns, JJ.
Let's do it.
All right, so these two teams like to make it easy on us because New England, lowest percentage of rushing touchdowns allowed against them. So you want to target passing touchdown props against them. Jackson Dart slinging it to the air. We'll figure out which ones we want to target in that department. And the Giants, I think they're on the other end of all this. Yep. 9th highest rushing touchdown percentage allowed against them. And it hasn't been any better recently. They have a new defensive coordinator, which we will talk about as well. But, yep, we'll target running backs for the Patriots and receivers / quarterbacks for the Giants. JJ, rushing analysis, go get us started.
Yeah, Giants run defense ass. The Patriots run defense good. I mean, it's really just that simple. I guess it comes down to, for the Giants, their defensive coordinator, what's going to change. But honestly, I don't think much is going to change. It's just minor tweaks here and there. They're already gone. This team has learned the system for the past year now almost. And when you're like 5 weeks left in the season?
Week 13, so 6 weeks if you count this week.
Yeah. You're not going to overhaul anything. You're going to be pretty simple, just make minor tweaks here and there. But I know you have more details on like what you kind of expect, like what those tweaks could be.
Yeah, so based on the coaching tree and kind of what he's come from, the scheme that the Giants run should not change that much. Single high, man coverage, 3-4 base. That's not going to change. What I've heard that's going to change, I've read about is there should be more pressure. Even the players themselves have said he's an aggressive-minded head coach. The teams that he's coached for and been a part of those coaching trees, they do bring more pressure and blitz. So I am expecting the Giants to blitz significantly more than they did throughout the season. They basically kind of JJ pointed at, they're not changing the scheme. They're just changing the execution. I think part of that is going to be using all their edge rushers and just the ability to get pressure to the quarterback. I think they're going to rely heavily on that. With that being said, I expect that to affect the pass game a lot more, and I don't know how much is going to be able to change on the run side. So we got
if we're going to fix execution. It's just going to be in the fourth quarter, really. Like they've been pretty sound, 1 through 3.
Oh, yeah.
Fourth quarter, not so much. So if they could change that, there'll be some happy players going the end of the season, at least having some sort of hope.
What do you make of the Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson debacle going on?
This is going to be the biggest test because when a player comes back from injury, that first game, usually, especially if you're not the star player, they're just going to kind of ease you in,
Oh, yeah.
This week, I do expect a little bit more going towards Ramondre. And they still do like Terrell Jennings at the goal line. But I think between the 20s, that's going to be mainly all Hendo.
I think it should be Hendo. But Vrabel, I feel, has not said anything that's outright been like, Henderson's our RB1 now. It seems a lot like how it was when Ramondre Stevenson was the lead back and they were mixing Henderson in a lot. I think it's just going to be the same thing but flipped because last week, like you said, it was his first game back. But up until it got really close to game time, we didn't know really whether he was going to play or not. So even though he played, it's hard to imagine he was anywhere close to full health. And like you said, probably easing him in. So now, full week, not just a full week of rest, but an extra day of rest because it's a Monday game. Don't be surprised if they say, okay, Henderson 13 carries, Ramondre 9 carries, and it's a split that nobody really wants because now you can't back Henderson and nobody wants to back Ramondre's 3.4 yards a carry, no matter who the matchup is.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 55-45 split. Because
I agree.
Let's go back to the defensive coordinator, right? You said probably a little bit more aggressive style of defense, Vance Joseph tree.
Yep.
Hendo's not a good blocker. You're probably gonna need Ramondre out there, right?
I mean, his line is at 25.5 rushing yards.
It's very tempting.
Too low. The issue is at 3.4 yards per carry, whatever it is, you probably still need 8 carries. And it's a thin line. I think he does get there. I don't think the gap between him and Hendo should be as big as it is. But I'm also not taking an under on Henderson when we just saw what Jahmyr Gibbs did to them last week.
Yeah, I think it just lowers the ceiling for Hendo, I think.
Yeah.
I think that'd be the best way to look at it.
That's fair. So nobody go laddering Henderson props. He's definitely going for 125 now that I say that.
Oh, yeah. That's how it always happens.
Just real quick, because I think I'm starting to figure out when it works and when it doesn't. But if you guys are on Twitter, can you just comment something in the chat real quick? Because I know sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does. I know it was working last night. Can't quite tell today. So if you are active on Twitter and you can comment, just let me know. We're trying to figure it out because the internet doesn't want to help us this time.
No.
We still got to talk about Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary. It's just been ever since the new OC took over. It's been the Tyrone Tracy show. I mean,
yeah.
Like
I
his
completely
usage
agree.
is what you expected it to be the first game that Scadaboo was out, and then they were weirdly giving a bunch to Devin Singletary, and you're like, oh no, like is this really going to be a thing? It's not. That was just one time. It's been Tyrone Tracy leading the charge ever since. So go ahead and back him with confidence as far as a usage standpoint. And like we mentioned, Milton Williams is out, so that's been affecting the effectiveness of the Patriots' run stopping ability. So there is upside there. Let's get in. Oh, I see everybody coming in on Twitter. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all big time. I don't know why some of them are coming in like at the top of the chat from like when we started, but regardless, I can see your
Yeah.
comments now. We know it's working. Let's get into the passing game, the more exciting one to talk about, because the Giants, heavy man coverage, heavy single high. Don't think that's going to change. JJ, there's a lot to talk about in terms of what the Patriots wide receiver room looks like. Let's just start off with who are the targets, assuming everybody has 100% route share, and then we'll figure out the rest. Assuming everybody has 100% route share, who are the man coverage beaters for this team?
Man coverage beaters. I mean, it's always going to be Stephon Diggs when we look through the data, but it could be anyone any given day. Drake May likes to spread the ball around. That's what makes it tough betting on like just the straight lines for these receivers. And it's like could just happen on one big play. It could just be booty.
They're as an offense, they're one of the most efficient offenses in the NFL against single high.
Yeah.
I do expect Will Campbell being out from a protection standpoint to change that. However, it's like Stephon Diggs, like JJ mentioned, he's the number one guy. But then you look at, Pop Douglas is like 4.2 yards per run. That's really good. But then he's not on the field all the time. Kayshon Boutte is the X receiver winning deep. The target rate isn't high, but like it's larger chunks of plays. So it's if you're getting a Kayshon Boutte reception against man, it's for 25, 30 yards instead of 12 to 15. So it's really just however you want it. It's Stephon Diggs' birthday. Oh, I'm not betting on him. Miss me with the birthday narrative. I swear, everybody, it's his birthday. We need to bet on him. I've never seen it work out. The players always, because they're worried about the party after the game. I'm sorry. They're never locked in on their birthday. Miss me with that. So I'm staying away from Stephon Diggs. I don't care if it's his birthday. But yeah, that's the issue with the Patriots offense. And now Mac Hollins is in the mix too to make it even more ugly. There's no standout for the scheme. They all look good. Kayshon Boutte is going to get the deep balls. Stephon Diggs is just going to mix in where it makes sense. And Pop Douglas, when he's on the field, is going to be great. The issue is he only got 9 routes last week when Boutte came back. If he gets 15,
and Hunter Henry's a home merchant as well.
And Hunter Henry's a home merchant. So it's like it's like when people say you're picking the lesser of two evils, this is the opposite. This is the opposite of that problem. I can't tell you which one is going to get all the targets. I can tell you they're all in good spots. Personally, I took Kayshon Boutte longest reception today because the cover one matchup is really good for those sacrificial X receiver type of players. And pretty much all of them have gone over the lines except one. That was Christian Watson. The issue with using that as an example is his teammate Matthew Golden did go over his line, and Christian Watson had, I think, 4 of his 6 targets were complete. The only 2 that were incomplete were 2 targets that would have cashed that line. So this is the perfect archetype of receiver or perfect scheme for that kind of receiver to go over and get big plays. Other side of the ball. Apparently, Darius Slayton was back last week, and now he's just so irrelevant that I didn't even notice. Isaiah Hodgins is now in the mix. Wan'Dale Robinson, holy shit. I know it was Jameis Winston. I'm not expecting what he did last week to come up again, but he went absolutely nuclear. Now Jackson Dart is in there. What are you seeing on that side?
I mean, I know the first thing everybody's going to say, Christian Gonzalez, right?
He's a dog.
Honestly, I don't think that's going to matter for Wan'Dale.
Oh, Gonzalez is not following into the slot. No,
And
no
that's exactly
shot.
what I was gonna say
Yeah,
next.
I thought you were about to say something about Hodgins or
No,
Slayton. I was like, bro, I don't care about their
no.
20-yard targets a game. No, yeah, no, he's
Mm-mm.
not following Wandale into the slot.
Yeah. So like, if you're worried about that, don't be worried. He's not going into the slot. He always stays on the outside. Some mainly on the outside, like on one side. So
Yeah,
hear me chilling.
yeah. No, Wandale's gonna be fine. I think for me, it's more of a. I feel like Dart doesn't target him consistently. He doesn't dislike using him, but like
Mm-hmm.
Jameis and Russ have felt like they were not peppering him like 10 targets a game, but if he was 20 yards down the field or 5 yards down the field, there was a chance Wandale was getting the ball. I feel like Dart really only likes to use him in the shallow game, and that's it's the volume is more reliable, but the upside is severely limited when you do that. So it depends on what you're targeting. At a 5.5 reception line, I feel like the value is kind of gone if that's what you're targeting with him, is the only issue.
Yeah. I think when it comes to him, I think also you have to look at Dart. Like he's just coming back off that concussion. They gave him the extra week just in case, Do we see that man running more? Or do we just kind of see it taper off now?
I don't think it's going to make a difference. I feel like we went through this problem with there was another quarterback that was an issue with this last year that I can't remember, and it just ended up not making a difference. Or maybe it was Anthony Richardson and when he was actually starting. So maybe it was 2 years ago. But like they would just come back from injury and it just didn't matter. They're like 4 design rushes in the first quarter. How you doing? I only know this because I bet on his under after the coaches said they're going to be more careful. I remember that
Yeah.
like it was yesterday. So, I mean, the interim head coach wants to put himself in a position to get a head coaching job in the future. He knows utilizing every bit of Jackson Dart is a way to do that. And I think this is a game that is winnable enough for them that he's willing to take those shots. I think they're just going to say, hey, Dart, when you scramble for 10 yards, maybe just slide instead of going head first into the defender. And then
Yeah.
I think that's really the only thing that's going to change. So maybe you lose 2 yards on a rush attempt instead of gaining however many would have been.
Yeah.
The one that I've seen circulating Twitter a lot that I understand because we were just hyping up Tracy a couple minutes ago is Tyrone Tracy. And I'm going to pull up on our website, again, scan the QR code in the bottom right if you want access to this website for the data that I am about to show you, because there is an issue with taking Tracy based on his usage in previous games. Here we go. Tyrone Tracy. Let's look at receptions because that's what he asked about. But what I was looking at earlier today was related to receiving yards. So let's see if this still stands. So let me zoom out a little bit just so it looks nicer. 4 of 10 on the season. Obviously, he's been getting more run lately with Scadaboo out. Let's filter for 15-plus routes run, which he's had in the last 5 games. So, looks really good, 4 of 7 games. However, the Patriots, this is looking ahead to next week since it's within the hour of the game. The Patriots do run a decent bit of cover 1. When he faces teams that run more cover 1, his receptions, his target rate goes down significantly. He's over 1 of 4 games. This one game was without Jackson Dart. So if we want to filter for games with Dart as the quarterback against cover 1 teams with 15 routes, he has 3 total receptions in 2 games against both Chicago and Philly. If we want to look at other running backs in this matchup, RJ Harvey got 3. Tyler Beatty, whatever you have. I've seen a million people pronounce it a million different ways at this point. Got 3. That's good, but
Just
that's
like Marcus
also
Mariota.
what?
Just like Marcus Mariota last night.
Yeah, exactly. But that also is a Sean Payton offense that loves. They're very intentful about using their running backs. The game before, Devon Achane got 5. That was
I mean, he's
without
a
Darren
receiver.
Waller. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's also without Darren Waller, that's a bad receiving game for Devon Achane. I'm expecting 7 receptions in those games. I think that's his average. Jahmyr Gibbs only 3. David Montgomery 1. Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet combined for 3 total. Pacheco 0. Kareem Hunt 1. The volume is not high in this matchup. He hasn't shown well in similar matchups. We haven't projected 2.31 receptions and 16.52 receiving yards. So I understand why you like it. Not just you, everybody. I'm not saying that I think he's going to go under. I'm just saying we got to pump the brakes a little bit on him. Especially like Jackson Dart will use his legs more. So some of those checkdowns are actually just scrambles and runs. But yeah, for access to this website, just scan the QR code at the bottom right. You do get a free week trial. That's it that we have to go down. So we told you guys we were going to be efficient. We got 30 minutes until this game starts. We broke down, I think, what I felt we needed to touch on. The injuries were the biggest thing for me in this one. I think the matchups are a little bit more straightforward, so the injuries are where it's worth talking about. My favorite prop was Kayshon Boutte over 19.5 longest reception. JJ, did you have one that you want to share?
I mean, I like ladder and Boutte up to 50 or 60 or 70 yards here. I just think if he's going to get it, he's just going to go big. It's going to be a deep ball. You can't expose the Giants with the deep ball, with the one-on-one and single high. So could be worried about the pressure and all that. Understandable. But I mean, that's why I would just ladder it. It's hard to choose which receiver to really target here.
Targeting upside is probably the way to go. I'm putting – no, I don't have my screen share on. Let me do that. All right, so against high cover one matchups, I'm going to filter out this Atlanta game because that's the one he got hurt in. So let's do 13-plus routes. So against teams that run a lot of cover one, 75 yards against Cleveland. Cleveland's a good-ass pass defense. 43 against Buffalo. 28 against Pittsburgh. And in all of those games, by the way, he had 4 deep targets, 2 deep targets, and 1 against Pittsburgh. Get out of here. If we want to go the opposite way and just say, hey, we're going to remove when they're running too high. Quarters is fine for the deep ball because there was that whole argument with Mina Kimes and all of Twitter about whether the deep ball is actually the way to beat cover 4. Whether you think so or not, there is a premise of there is a way to beat quarters with 2-man deep. So you want to focus on cover 2 because that's really what clouds over the top. If you remove everybody but if you look at the 10 teams that run it the least in the NFL, 75, 93, and 103 yards for Kayshon Boutte. That's pretty damn good. 3 deep targets or more in all of them. 3 in this Carolina game as well, which is not part of this filter. So the Kayshon Boutte ladder is absolutely in full effect. All right, let's get to some of the questions in the chat. Look at Theo first quarter with Dart. So we can't filter for first quarter props on the site yet. It's not even something I thought to add until you just mentioned that. So that is something I will talk to the team and add on to the schedule. But let's just look at Theo Johnson in general. Let's cover our bases anyways. And then if we like it, obviously, we're going to look at that one. We're going to recommend first quarter as well. All right, so 34.5 receiving yards. Let me get it back on the screen. 34.5 receiving yards with Jackson Dart. We are in the Q&A section of this live stream for those who joined late. So if you have any questions about any props or players, put them in the chat. It's what we're here for. So in games with Jackson Dart, he's 2 of 9 for this line. However, he did, at least from what I remember, I feel like he caught more steam on later on the season. The other thing is he's used a lot more in the red zone from what I've seen on film. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head to back that up, but it seemed like every time they got in the red zone, that's when he got 3 consecutive targets. How do you use the cursors on the site? Do you mean the sliders here? I think that's what he's asking about. Dart didn't start 9 games. Okay, so that's actually a good point. There was 2 games Dart played in where he didn't start. So we'll eliminate the first 2 games. That's actually a great call out. Come on. There we go. So eliminating the first 2 games that Dart started, we're looking at 2 of 7 games. But 27 plus in 5 of the last 4. Yeah, 5 of the last 6. So even if it's not that 34.5 line, if his splits are higher in the first quarter, like Prop Plug's asking about, then it makes a lot of sense. If we want to look at previous tight ends in this matchup, holy shit. This is a different team. Never mind. I forgot. Ignore that. Since it's within an hour before the game, the opponent already looks ahead to next week. But that means go ahead and look at your tight ends against Washington because, goddamn, we'll keep an eye on that for next week. All right. What's good, fellas? How you doing, Alex? Good to see you in here. Yep, the sliders on the left and the right. So, quick crash course on how to use the website for those who haven't already. This is the supplemental tab. This is what pretty much all of our competitors have. It's the basic box score stats for the most part, and you can filter for all these stats. And what you'll kind of see is, okay, he's run, let me go all these. He's run 29 plus routes in his most recent games. I only want to see his game log when he plays 29 routes. I'm going to slide this up till it reaches 29. And now the only games that show here are games where he ran at least 29 routes. Same thing goes for air yards. Like, let me see if I can get Booty back on the screen. So one of the big things for me when I was looking at Kayshon Booty was games against teams that, against teams that don't have cover 2, that don't really use it. Obviously, his air yards, this game he got injured, 101, 82, and 137 air yards. So now if I want a bigger sample size than just these 3 games, I can come here and say, okay, show me games with 50 plus air yards. And you can see how good that looks. I can slide it up to 70 and it gets higher. So it's that's how to use that section. As far as the coverages, the coverages are just the type of schemes that teams run defensively. So cover 1, it's mainly attributed to just man coverage. A safety over top, everybody man coverage against one of the receivers. You win your route, you're open. And if a team runs it more, they're going to rank higher. So the number 32 is the team that runs it the most in the NFL. So if Buffalo's ranked 20th, then I'll slide this out, and this will eliminate the teams that don't run it at all. So I'm only looking at the 16 teams that use it the most, and that's what'll show up on this graph here, and that goes for all the other ones. And the last one is opposition stats. Passing yards per game allowed is the example I'll use here. Buffalo, who he plays next week, ranks number 1 in the NFL. This is the least passing yards in the NFL. So I only want to see games where he faces against teams that rank top 10. I'll slide it here. This will remove all the other teams and only show me games against teams that don't allow a lot of passing yards, and those will be what shows up in this graph. And then the splits, home away, self-explanatory, win-loss, self-explanatory. Blowout or non-blowout is based by 15 points. So if they win by 15 or more, it's considered a blowout. If they win by 15 or less or lose, it'll show it as a non-blowout. Back-to-back, ignore. That's there for NBA. Regular season versus playoffs is more if you're looking at prior seasons. And then versus opponent is also self-explanatory. The last one to look at is see opponent info. This is just how have other wide receivers done in the same matchup. You can see what their receiving yards they recorded was. And the last one, which we just added, is the odds. You can see the odds for every book for whatever prop you're researching. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask, but that's the quick rundown. Thoughts on Dart rushing yards versus May. Feels like May will use his legs tonight versus pressure. JJ, I actually do want to hear your take on this because I'm kind of split on May's rushing yards production in this one.
Yeah, I've always had trouble like trying to predict his rushing versus pressure because I remember we did this earlier in the season and it just did not go the way we expected it.
His splits don't make sense. That's why it was really bothering me. I was looking at his splits versus pressure, versus man coverage, versus blitz. When a certain player was on the field, there was nothing that was like, if this, then this. It seemed like it was really random. There's not that much designed rush attempts going on. So the logic of, he's going to get pressured more with more blitzes and his top tackle out, he should run more. I 100% agree. I'm not going to argue with you. If I was betting on him, I would be taking his over. However, I just don't have the numbers to back it up. It's like, I know what's happening. I can't prove it. It's one of those things. So I'm very much a defendant of Drake May using his legs more than Jackson Dart does. I just don't have the numbers to really feel confident in putting my money on it. Drake May to get 250 yards. I think it's going to be an uglier one than normal for the Patriots because of the offensive line issues and the extra pressure he'll get. Because that's the other thing. When he's kept clean, he's elite, finds the open man every time. When he's not, and there is pressure coming to him, it gets a little bit more dicey. That can, like, everybody's completion percentage goes down against pressure. It becomes like what everybody's average is against pressure. It's not the best versus pressure. He looks like more of an average quarterback versus pressure. So it is a low line. I do agree. But if there was ever a reason to think it's a trap, that would be why. High or low scoring game totals at 46.5. I kind of lean low. I kind of want to take that under, JJ.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to come down to how the second half is about to go. But honestly, I think it's set fairly.
It's probably fair. I don't see it. If the Patriots struggle, I don't expect the Giants to be able to carry the load. But if the Patriots run away with this game, I think it's going to put the Giants behind the 8 ball. I don't think that they're going to match a high-powered offense and like a big scoring game. So outside of like crazy turnover, some fluky thing happening and putting the Giants in the red zone early and like flipping the game on its head, if it goes over, it's not going to be by a lot. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Travion Henderson, most rushing yards in the game. I feel like the value is going to be on Tyrone Tracy. I don't know what the lines are. I'd need to check, but that could be interesting. All of these games have been overs. The other thing is every primetime game this week between Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Sunday Night Football, and up until now, the underdogs have covered. Is it crazy to think that they're going to do it again? I don't know. All right, let's get into this parlay, JJ. Can we please put the Giants in?
Yeah.
Thank God. All right, so Giants, can we sneak a plus 7.5 or are they plus 6.5? Let's see. So Giants plus 6 or plus, we can get plus 7.5 on FanDuel. Lovely. Giants plus 7.5 is leg one. For the touchdown, we can. Damn, there's the top 4 touchdown odds are all Patriots players.
Of course.
Fliff has plus 7.5. Yeah, you can go ahead and snag that. Pats have won 9 straight. No way they keep winning. I'm saying. I want to see what the. Oh no! Hold on. This can't be right. Yeah, bro. 84% of the money is on Patriots money line. 60% of the money is on Giants on the spread. I think it's going to just be close is the thing.
Yeah. I agree.
All right, back to the touchdown. Sorry. So we either said we're targeting a Patriots running back or the Giants pass game. I want to see what the log looks like for Jackson Dart as far as passing touchdowns. Jackson Dart passing touchdowns log.
All you got to do is hit Theo twice.
Theo might honestly be the best option. He has 2 passing touchdowns in only 3 of 7 games. I mean, I guess that makes sense, actually, especially when Denver, San Francisco, New Orleans are the games he went over. Philly twice. He went under. Chargers, Chicago. I will say did you see the cancer-free parlay that's going crazy right now? Some kid said he went in for his cancer treatment and like put in a parlay before he went a touchdown parlay. And the last leg of it, he found out he's cancer-free and everybody that he knows is like riding it out with him and he posted on Instagram. And the last leg of it to win an obscene amount of money is Jackson Dart.
That's crazy.
So if we want to join him, we could, but I'm going to check if there's no edge on the red zone target rate. That could be fun. All right, yards to goal, 20 yards. Is there a book that has passing plus rushing touchdowns? I've never seen it. Or actually, I've seen it before, but it was like years ago. All right, Patriots, 7th highest target rate to out wide receivers. Nothing to note on slot, nothing on inline tight ends. 3rd highest to backfield. So you're either targeting Tyrone Tracy, not targeting. I don't trust Isaiah Hodgins. Let me see if I filter like last 6 weeks or something.
Fliff has passing plus rushing.
That if you can get, what are the odds on Dart 2 plus passing plus rushing touchdown? That seems like great, like a great bet. All right, if I filter since week 6, Patriots are 4th highest to the slot, 5th lowest to inline tight ends, and average against out wide and backfield. So we could play Theo Johnson. I wouldn't mind it. Giants target rate for each receiving option in the red zone with Jackson Dart at quarterback this season. Somebody said Fliff has that. Apparently they do. I feel like DraftKings is the one that might have it. Shit, it's only yards, not passing touchdowns. DP. Damn. I'm gonna check DraftKings, but I'm not optimistic. If Theo Johnson leads the team in red zone target percentage with Jackson Dart at quarterback, then I would think I'm in. I apologize, bro. You don't gotta apologize. Don't worry. Don't worry. We all got the same goal here. Pass plus rush.
We got 9 minutes to lock.
Yep. All right. Theo Johnson, 28% of red zone targets. Theo Johnson touchdown.
He's gone over in 4 or 7 games with Jackson Dart starting, so I like it.
I love it. Where's Theo Johnson? This dude is plus 310. Yeah, no, he shouldn't be. I assume we're doing Keyshawn Booty.
I assume correct.
Well, you're not assuming. I'm assuming.
I'm assuming too, because I don't know what you wanted to do.
All right, so the parlay, I'm line shopping right now, but I'll put it in the chat while I do that. Giants plus 7.5. Theo Johnson anytime touchdown, and Keyshawn Booty receiving yards. I'm gonna see if FanDuel has like Theo Johnson or what's his face to get in. What's the other one?
Let me see.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Because that's like we got minus 122, minus 112, and then fucking plus 300. I want to balance that out a little bit. Maybe we put Theo Johnson in the lotto slip. This is a good one for a lotto slip, I will say. All right. Touchdown score, either player. All right, what you got for me? I see Jackson Dart. I need Jackson Dart or Theo Johnson. Jackson Dart or Tyrone Tracy. No, that's Hunter Henry. Come on. There we go. Plus 115. How we doing?
Love it.
All right, so that's plus 460. JJ, can you type it out in the chat while I lock this in and get the boost applied?
Yep.
Change what we got to either. Let's see what FanDuel maxes me out at. Probably $10. Yep, $10. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put $10 on this parlay at plus 598. I'm going to add – how high do we want to go on this at plus 600, JJ, as far as units?
Wait, say it again.
Giants plus 7.5, Booty receiving yards, Theo Johnson or Jackson Dart touchdown. How high do we want to go for units?
No, like the odds.
The odds are plus 460 without the boost.
How much are you able to get on?
I got $10 on with the boost, but I want to get a little extra.
Maybe 3/4.
I'm in. All right, so we got that locked in. Let me screenshot it and put it on the screen for you guys. And then the lotto, what do we think? Booty, 50 yards, Theo Johnson, touchdown, Giants money line.
Yeah.
You like that, JJ? How many yards did you put for Booty? We just took a straight line, so on FanDuel it's 33.5. So I just do that, and then for the lotto, we're going to go up to 50. Let me get this screenshot up for you guys, and then I'll lock in the lotto. And here we go.
At this point, the stream exclusive.
Now we'll get it posted real quick. Don't worry. We'll tell people to live bet if they see it late.
Yeah.
Get in the live if you don't want to miss out. All right.
Or just watch the stream.
That's literally what I just said. Man, I'm surprised Theo Johnson's touchdown odds are that low. All right, so the lotto is looking like...
If you can't do both, Theo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Theo.
Lotto is plus 3,900. So $5 wins $200. I'll get that on the screen as well. And then I'm going to post this to the Discord. Any other questions about any props or any analysis in this game? Now is the time to ask. I did Theo on Prize Picks with the Dart discount. That's fire. I'm still shocked that that's Theo Johnson's odds. I thought it was going to come out to like maybe a plus 200, plus 180, plus 310. Here's the lotto version. So we got normal primetime parlay, and then we basically just took these exact props, laddered them up. So removed Jackson Dart, laddered Booty, and took Giants money line and put it in a lotto. Let me send this out to the Discord. I got to get the links first. Just the Booty over. What's the question about? Oh, how many yards on Keyshawn Booty? Yeah, 33.5. JJ, anything else we got to go over?
I'm trying to look, but nothing I could think of.
How many units on the original parlay? We did 0.75 on this, with 0.1 being with the boost because that's what they limited me to. And then this is 0.05. That's my max, but also I would not recommend anything more than that on plus 3,900 parlay either. So there's that as well. Can you show the lotto again? Oh, it's on the screen right there. Perfect timing. Thank you. Of course, that's what we're here for. All right, last one more time before we sign off. This game starts in 7 minutes. The website that we use for this research that you guys have been seeing us reference left and right. Scan that QR code on the bottom right. You get access to all of it. You get a free week trial. And I want to make something clear because this seems to be a very popular topic of confusion that I've been getting in the DMs. There is a free plan. That is not the free trial. The free trial is automatically included when you choose one of the payment plans. And you don't have to activate a code or anything. It just automatically applies. If you cancel the plan before the week is over, you won't get charged. If you wait until 8 days after, then you will be charged for the first payment. But the free plan is different from the free trial. If you want access to all the premium features that we have, and that's what makes it worth it, go get tested out for a week. You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay us. You don't have to. It's a free trial. That's what it's there for. The point is, it's going to be so useful to you that you would be stupid to cancel it because it's worth every penny. But if you disagree, you can cancel it. Won't be charged a dime. Don't worry about it. Doc, Sunday, Monday Night Football, stream, promo parlays. How do y'all feel about Dart over 1.5 pass receiving rushing touchdown on Prize Picks? JJ, we were looking for that for 10 minutes. It's nowhere except on Prize Picks. So if you have it, please go play it.
Yeah.
It's a great line. So yeah, if you guys have Prize Picks, I can't exit in Ohio, but if I drive 10 minutes across the border, I can. Go ahead and lock that in. I did put 10 on Theo anytime touchdown, Giants money line, and Booty 25 yards plus 1250. That's a great line. That is a great line, my friend. We did. Oh, I did put $15 on the lotto. Did I sell? You didn't sell. I mean, we obviously think it's good value. It's got a great chance of hitting. It's just the general rule of thumb is play the lottos as light as you're willing to stomach. Like if I put $1 on it, for me
Not
personally,
worried about using that dollar, you know?
Yeah, but like for me personally. And what my bankroll is, it's specific to everybody's bankroll. If I turn $1 into 38, it's still not even a full unit for me. Playing the lotto aspect of it isn't that big. But like 0.05, make back 2 units, I'm chilling. I'm happy. So whatever is the lowest that you're willing to put where you're going to be happy to see when it wins, that's what you should put on the lotto. I think tonight's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm excited. Oh shit, this game started at 8:15, not 8:20. All right. Stream exclusive, guys. Nobody on Twitter gets this one or the Discord. Granted, that's the other thing about these streams. I mean, this is a website MCA me and JJ thing, not a Discord APDP thing. So everybody else that gets outside of these streams, it's just extra cheddar. This is for you guys. Everybody that's in here, you guys are the ones that get the parlays. Everybody else is freeloading. I don't care about them if they're not in here. All right, JJ, anything else before we sign off?
Nothing else. I just need some winners.
It would be nice. This would be a great night for some winners, wouldn't it?
It would.
All right, take care, everybody.
Wait, does that say Ramondre Stevenson with the first carry?
That would be hilarious. It is. Dude, I should have fucking played it, man. All right, take care, everybody. Good luck. Let's make some money tonight.